But I just wanted to give you a little bit of a perspective of how a lot of people are probably feeling right now. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I thought I would sit down and do a chatty update with you. I brought the tea. I feel like a lot of us can probably relate to the feeling of well, if you're anything like me, you probably feel like you've kind of lost a little bit of yourself in this whole self-quarantining process. A lot of us have had to stop working. The whole dynamics of the world has basically shifted, and one thing that I'm really struggling with is self-identity. I've literally changed my whole life around within a very short amount of time, and I think now it's finally catching up to me. And one thing that I normally do is I will overload my system with so many things and keep busy and then not think about the emotional consequences until I really start to slow down. So it's not a bad thing, it's just working out how to deal with those emotions, that emotional roller coaster. And I thought I would sit down and basically share with you guys like what's going on inside my head. And just, you know, I feel like now more than ever is the time where you really should be reaching out and connecting with friends and connecting with people who are like-minded. And I think it's so important to build your tribe. I have been, I guess, struggling to come to the terms of being so far away from my friends and family. It feels like I have lost that connection with people. And I know it's only a phone call away, or you can FaceTime, but I think it's hard given the circumstance that I can't just go down and see my family whereas when we decided to move, that option was there. We could drive down, fly down, or catch a train. Now it feels like most of those things have been stripped away given the global circumstances. So for me it's really hard to come to the terms of that, and I think I'm struggling a little bit. And when I do struggle, I tend to pull back and kind of like go into my little shell. I just withhold from normal life and seem to distance myself away from the troubles, if that makes sense. I think a lot of you can relate, and it wasn't until I spoke to a dear friend of mine who basically said, you're either in fight or flight or rest and repair. And I'm definitely in fight or flight. My stress levels have been so high, and I'm trying to come down. I'm trying to get into that zen, that rest and repair, so my body can start healing itself again. And I think I've really noticed it through my health. I'm not as energetic as I normally am. I'm not as motivated. I'm not as bubbly, I don't feel like. I feel like I've lost a bit of my identity. I'm no longer working. I'm no longer studying. I'm no longer around my support network. I have not found my tribe yet. I can't find my tribe. We haven't left the house. We're not allowed to. And that's a real struggle. And why I wanted to come on here and share this with you is not to really call out for help, because I do have an amazing network. But I just wanted to give you a little bit of a perspective of how a lot of people are probably feeling right now. And I know a lot of people can relate to this, especially if working or studying is your life. Like for me, my son is my main priority, but I think it's so important to be able to have your cup full, to be able to fill other people's cups. And my cup's not full at the moment, so I'm struggling to fill those around me, including my son's. And I want to be the best person, the best version of myself. And to do that, I need to kind of take a step back and analyze the situation and focus on the good, and well, you know how it goes. But I wanted to say that one of the hardest things when you're kind of in a bit of a rut is people will always come to you and say it's okay, and that frustrates me so much because I'm a very optimistic person and I know that it's going to be okay. But right now, I'm not feeling okay, and I think it's so important not to dismiss those feelings. It's so important not to push those feelings down, and it's okay to not be okay. And sometimes you just have to feel not okay to come out the other side, and it's really, really important to just roll with your emotions, to go on a wave with your emotions, because it's a journey. You are going to come out the other side, but you shouldn't push down your emotions. You shouldn't dismiss those feelings, because when you don't want them to, they will surface. So I like to try and address my feelings as they are, and I'm not gonna lie, the last 2 weeks have basically, like, I've been crying every single day almost. Not because I hate it, but because I'm processing everything. And I've given myself the time to do that. And I think now, since I've processed that, I am coming out of the other end. I feel like I'm being more motivated, I'm filming more videos, I'm being the best mum that I can be, and that is so, so important. I'm getting back into learning again and being an activist for our babies, and it's so, so important for us to acknowledge our mental health as mothers, as women, as men, and not just dismiss it, because that's when not good things happen, and that's when you start to slip away. And I think it's so important to just be the best version of yourself. I feel like this video kind of went on a tangent. Haven't really updated you guys, so I will probably give you a quick update. That's how I'm feeling emotionally. But overall, this week we're actually allowed to go out this week, so I think that's a huge like weight off my shoulders anyway. I'm so looking forward to going out. I just want to walk into like a shop and just like feel the physical presence of like being in normal life, if you know what I mean, even though it's not normal. But definitely self-quarantining and not leaving your house is the hardest thing. I cannot even imagine what it feels like mentally to like be in prison, because this kind of feels it, but we're in the luxury of our own stuff, thankfully. But it's definitely been a huge mental test on all of us, which I'm sure a lot of you can relate. But I'm so excited just to go for a drive and maybe get a pizza in the back of the car. That, oh, the little things in life. So yes, we're allowed to go out at the start of next week, which is super exciting. I have been doing a lot of, well, actually before we moved, I purchased an online course for photography. I'm gonna take a break from doing photography until everything, well, since the virus I've already taken a break, but I'm like officially like shutting off for a few months because I've been like actively posting on my, no, not really actually, but you know what I mean. I'm like stopping all clientele, stopping any inquiries. I am basically closing the doors from living in New South Wales, and I'm gonna go down and do head and heels of training and just really up my skills. And I think it's so important to always learn, and possibly reopen next year in Queensland, which would be really exciting. But it's a huge weight on my shoulders because that I love working from home. I love, like, you know, contributing financially into my family, like for my family, and it feels strange not to do that. Like, it's obviously been, oh, what, like 3 months since January I really did my last shoot, I think. So it's been a while, and I'm like itching to get back into it. But I think hopefully if everything clears up, then I can go and do some more training, and that would be amazing. And I think I will leave you guys on a baby number 2 update. So Isaac and I have been talking quite a lot about this, and for a while there, obviously we got the news that I wasn't pregnant, and that was hard. If you haven't checked out that video, I'll leave it in the cards above, because I basically talk all about my disappointment and how I'm feeling and how I thought I was pregnant and how I had all these symptoms. But go check that one out. But basically I was like super disappointed, and I had lost all confidence in having another baby. I honestly was so convinced, and I knew that I did not want to go through that again. I didn't want to do the testing. I didn't want to do the hundreds of dollars of pregnancy tests that I ended up buying. I didn't want to like stress about falling pregnant. So for a while there, we, like, when I say for a while, it's only like a few days to a week because of how quick cycles come about once you get your period. But we were almost going to stop trying and just let it be. But we've talked about, I think we're not going to actively try, but we're not going to actively prevent. So if it happens, it happens this month. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And I think we're just going to reanalyze it as each month, because my heart goes out to women who are trying to conceive. It is honestly the most emotionally draining thing that you can possibly do. And I think this is so important not to let your mental health slip through the cracks because of this. And I think this is a huge reason why I've decided to pull back, because at the end of the day, my mental health has to be in its best position to be able to look after my toddler. He is my number one, he is my priority, and he deserves the best. So that's just kind of where we are at the moment. And yeah, I'll probably leave you on that one. I hope you enjoyed this insight, this little update. We didn't even drink tea because it's too hot. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and click that subscribe button to see more like this. And I can't wait to take you on this journey of just getting back to normal life. I'm so excited. And yeah, I'll leave you on that one. Bye guys.